Welcome, everybody, to MFR, Marvel Future Revolution. This is Dialord Squealer Tactics. This may just be my last MFR video. So if you just watched the State of My Account video that I put out on Monday, at the end I said I was going casual, and I did. I left my guild Monday morning, or my alliance Monday morning, and I joined a casual alliance, and I don't regret it in the slightest. So in this video we're going to go over, or I'm going to discuss basically my final thoughts on MFR. I'm going to discuss spending for power. And then I'm going to discuss how MFR was as a content creator. Like how it affected my channel, metrics, money, etc, etc, etc. So if you're interested in all that, stick around. If not, I'm going casual, and this will likely be my last video unless we get content in this game. And I'm not talking just a reskin invasion with no Omega Pass. I'm talking actual content that I can work towards, because my Wolverine at 2.7, right? I didn't barely drop anything with losing the 8% attack buff, oddly enough. But he probably can just do what he can do. Like, he's not gonna see any performance drop, because there's nothing out there for people to like to spend on, to wail on, to really progress a whole lot farther. Like, there's no new companions coming into the game, no new companion offers. There's no banners for increased gear drop, so it's not like everyone's getting fodder at a very, very fast rate. Right now, I think you can get a 6-star card in a month, and you can get maybe a 6-star piece of gear in just over a month as well. So I got time. So, final thoughts on MFR. You know, I started playing this game at the request of somebody that I used to play Star Wars Galaxy here with. Shout out to QQ. And it definitely hooked me right off the bat. Like, it was a mix of an MMO, but it was definitely a mobile game. It had characters that I like to play. It looks beautiful on the PC. Like right now you're seeing it on BlueStacks. You see up here, BlueStacks on my PC. A lot of fun to play. I will say that PvP is a lot easier on my phone with the controls versus keyboard and mouse. But the game looks beautiful. I got into a really great alliance cluster. The people in there were good. The community was good. I got, you know, I was accepted into the Content Creators Corps for the game, which was amazing, even though it didn't add anything to my channel, and I don't think that my channel brought anything to the game as well. It really was just a way for me to get free crystals. They didn't communicate with us in game. They didn't give us anything, so it was basically a non-starter. It was a non-thing. But I really enjoy the game. I really enjoyed the game right up until after Wolverine, when the poop hit the fan, basically. And you know what happened with the devs being cut, lack of communication, and then everyone was just kind of in a holding pattern, just kind of waiting and seeing, and then the invasion dropped with nothing with it, no Omega Pass. Like, if they're not even going to take my $10 for an Omega Pass, they obviously just don't want money. And I think that's because they're avoiding refunds. As you see, there's no September offers came out, no October offers, and there was no offers associated with the return of the invasion. Nothing. Not even pop-ups, which is odd. So, but overall, I still loved the game. I still love playing it, but being in a high-end guild, we did have Alliance Raid to worry about. To maintain our spots. You know, I was helping coordinating with that. Did that lead to some burnout? Maybe. It definitely was time consuming. But I just kind of, I think the catalyst for me finally going casual, like really quickly, was I played on December for 3 hours, and I'm going to start covering that game on this channel now too. But I played it for 3 hours and it felt like 10 minutes. You know when you just get really into a video game and just the time just disappears. Like, it's, wow, I've been sitting here all night. It's freaking midnight. I thought it was 7 p.m. I got that feeling, and it was like I was excited the next day at work to play it again. Like, I don't get that excited to play MFR anymore. I did when there was stuff to work towards, when I was building my character, when there was stuff going on. I definitely had that feeling where And I'm just gonna tell you guys, I used to wake up at 5 in the morning to get my dailies done before work, just so I could like cut down on the time throughout the day. But I wanted to make sure that I got every single piece of progression done that I possibly could. And it was beginning to feel like a grind. So hence the reason why, as you see above my head, it says Gwen Stacy's cookie. No longer Aunt May's cookie, and I see a Mary Jane's cookie over there. Nope, no, I am now in the lowly Gwen Stacy's cookie. If we take a look at my alliance, we're ranked 36. There are 14 people, or there are, yeah, 14 people in here. It's an level 8 alliance, but it is still part of the cluster, which allows me to stay in the Discord. It gets me all the roles to hang out with all the people that I enjoy playing the game with. So for now, I'm casual until something changes, if something changes, but I don't really foresee that happening. So what my plan for this account is, and that basically sums up my thoughts on the game. Loved the game. It had everything I wanted. The monetization was a little too crazy, guys. Like, if we're being honest, they went way too hard on monetization and gave us way too little for free to play to catch up, which probably... not probably, it was one of the probably the main factors to this game not being a success. I got a cough. So this game, the amount of materials that you could come in, there's nothing to grind. You can only do your dailies, and what they give you over the course of a week is not enough to keep a free-to-play, like your average free-to-play, enthused about logging into the game. Especially since they push squad battles where you need to build up, you know, 9 characters. But these are all, if you're watching this video, you've probably seen everybody else's videos discussing these issues. There's a lot of inherent issues with the direction that they took this game. Marketing, monetization, communication, all that. But the bones of the game are beautiful. Like, the actual gameplay is beautiful. It's just... there's just a lot of problems associated around building a character, which if you're not going to spend a lot of money. I started January 10th, which seemed really, really late to me. Everyone was at endgame. 4 grand later, I'm finally at endgame. You know, I got a character that's worthy of the higher ends. I'm not a Kraken by any means, but my character can definitely compete. So what I'm going to do with this account is just basically pay PvP. But I say that, but if you look at my rankings, Spec Ops, nah. Battle Challenge, I did do my Battle Challenge because I had an hour to kill. Omega War, I didn't even find the time to log into Omega War. But Omega War, Dimension Duel, and Squad Battles are what bring you your crystals. Squad Battles, I can do that in 20 minutes on auto. Right? Dimension Duel, I can do that on auto overnight. Spoiler alert, since this is on BlueStacks, I have a macro that runs my DDs for me. I was at 1200 when I got home from work. I put the macro on, and now I'm at 1300. See, 1301. Because my character's big enough that he can basically do all the heavy lifting, and it's a numbers game. You go and do enough battles, eventually I'm going to kill more people than I get killed, and yeah, I climb the ranks. Okay, so I'm going to play this game. I'm going to log on casually, but I'm not going to cover it unless something changes. So now I want to actually go into money for power, because this game was all about money for power. If you wanted to get powerful quickly and actually, like, I don't want to say get some enjoyment out of the game, but actually so you get to a point where you enjoy PvP, where you have a puncher's chance of winning your matches, you need to spend money on this game. There's no way about it. Now, I'm not that there are going to be some free to play out there that can compete, right? Fair enough. But for the most part, no, you're gonna have to spend money. So I want to show you guys my little tracker. I went in and I tabulated all of the money I spent each month, and then my power levels. I know, bright lights, bright lights. My power levels associated with the money spent. Now, I started the game January. I spent 89 bucks, but I wasn't making any videos yet, so there's no way for me to really track my power. February is when I started to send, like, yes, I'm in. give me a little bit of a head start, you know, give me a boost, and I spent $700 somehow. Whoops. March, I dialed it down, and at the end of March, I was 1.287 power. So a lot of people think a million is the kind of like the first like psychological like step point in development. I hit well over a million in basically 2 full months of play, but it did cost me over $1,000. You know, gear pulls, card pulls, probably not companion pulls. Oh, someone just subscribed to me. RC15CT, cool. All right, probably a Star Wars video. We'll get to that in a minute. But basically, I spent over $1,000 to get a million power quickly. So then April came along, same, you know, $380, and I jumped up 300,000 power. Right, that's gear pulls, card pulls, etc. I hadn't gotten into companions yet. Companions I still was figuring out. And then in May, the Scarlet Witch update launched, and I dropped on all those offers that came with Scarlet Witch $817 in 1 month, which only netted me 150,000 power increase. I think that's mainly because I actually bought stuff for Scarlet Witch because I wanted to play Scarlet Witch. So the majority of that money went into her development. This is the power level of my main. At the time, it was Black Widow. And then I realized in about June, you see here companions, that companions is really how you make your character really powerful. And I dropped $730 mainly on companions, but again, if you look, it only netted me 50,000 power increase. I'm assuming it says companions because I think that's when we got the companion selector boxes for whatever it was. It was $200 or something. I don't know, but I bought them all, and I say companions because I think that's what I was buying. July, $600 basically, and that upped me to 270,000 power. So now I crossed the 2 million mark. So I don't know what that is. Actually, let's do this. $3,600 to get me to 2 million. Now, and that's also with playing every day. Oh, back up. There we go. That's also with playing every day, getting every little scrap of power that I could. And then we got to come to August. And August was the Wolverine update. And I went crazy in the store because the offers were actually really, really good. And that is when there was so much hope surrounding this game when the Wolverine launched. Now, there was some little thing in the background called the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary, which was basically the first real warning sign that something was something wrong, something bad was happening behind the scenes. But the Wolverine update when it launched was fantastic. The offers were great, and I scooped them up. $838, and as you see, this was my biggest power bump, up through 340,000 power. And I remember I put on a lot of nanos. This is the month where I just slammed on nanos onto my special gear. And then in September, you know, we're really, we had a really good sense that things were going really, really bad. And this is when we found out the developers had been cut. And as you see, $353, I basically stopped my spending. I bought the perks and something else, I can't remember what, but they suckered me for $353. I think there was a little bit of hopium going on there. Like I was still spending. Like, yeah, no, they'll pull this off. They'll come through. The game's not dead. And then eventually, sometime in late September, I come to the realization: yes, this game is dead. It's done. It's over. It's still alive. Like, it's basically a zombie, right? It's a zombie at this point. It's animate, but it's not alive. That's probably the best way to put it. It's animate, but not alive. And as you see in October, No money spent. Somehow, I don't know how. I still put on 200,000 power, spending 350 bucks, but whatever. And then in October this month, I haven't spent a dime, and I'm done spending. I'm done. And now I'm casual. And that, 80,000 power, spending 0 money. So, part of this increase was going up a guild. I got that 8% attack buff, but I don't think it added that much. So there it is. Final tally spent on MFR, 4,800 bucks, which is a fail for me. It's a really big fail, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna pull up my YouTube metrics. So, let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger for everybody. All right, here it goes. Okay, so this is the year. This is 2022. So I stopped covering my last game in November of 2021. And you can see this is my view count. Just a steady, slow decline in views. I used to be pulling, 2,000 views a day, which is not much to begin with. And now it's like, if I'm lucky, like 1,400, 1,200, 1,100, right? Like it's getting bad. As you see here, 2,700 views in the last 2 days. And this is when I started covering the game. Started making videos on the game. It was, I think it was in the end of March. And as you see, here's all the videos I've made. But, the view count never went up. Never went up. And that $4,800, here's what I made to date this year on YouTube is basically $3,700. But the kicker is that MFR, no one on YouTube really, well, don't want to say no one. There's a handful of people that, regularly comment on and watch my MFR stuff. They like it, but as a revenue driver, no. Just there was no appetite for MFR content. The game is just too small. So 3,700 bucks. So basically, I am out 1,100 bucks in the hole for YouTube, because my old motto was I'm only going to spend what I make. Well, I went a little bit over budget. So if we look at guys, if we look here, if we look at revenue, my top grossing videos for the year, you guys can't really read this, but it's all the previous game that I covered is still paying me. All these how-to guides, which are still relevant today, are the stuff that people still, watch every day, and that's what pays me on YouTube. Now, as a comparison, like this is the year of MFR. Let's go back to 2021, which was Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. If we go to overview, almost, not quite, but almost double the money, right? 6,500 bucks basically. Almost 1 million views and 70,000 watch hours, compared to half the views and less than half the watch time. And keep in mind, these views and watch time is my old game. So as you see, this was actually, this was the good old days. This was right here, right at the end of November. You see, this is when I stopped making Star Wars stuff. This was my going away videos, which did the best of, well, right there. As you see it, goodbye, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, 76,000 views. So MFR, while fun to cover, did not do anything for my YouTube channel. Let's just scroll down. Let's find, and look at the view counts. 185, 310. Let's scroll back. 117, 471. Let's pick a good one. So here's one of the better ones. 1,400 views. This is when we knew that Wolverine was coming as a playable character. Let's look at the metrics. So this video, in its lifetime, paid me $6. It got me 13 subscribers, but it only got me $6. So I don't think I have to tell you really anything else. It's just MFR is this. There's no room for it on YouTube. I know there's some guys out there that kind of have the market captured. I know Andy did well on it. Wolverthor did well on it. But also I want to show you guys something. So subscribers, subscriber count, 2022, the year of MFR. I gained 286 subscribers. Let's look at my last year, and I did Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for 6 years. My last year of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes got me 2,000 subscribers, right? This is when I was live streaming on Twitch. This is when things were really popping, and I went out when the game was on top. Yeah, 3,000 views a day, which is still not much, but a lot better than MFR. So basically what I'm saying is that, you know, logging on to play MFR was becoming a chore. Making videos that didn't really give me anything, didn't really pay me back, was becoming a chore. So it's time to go casual, which is what I'm doing. 21 minutes, wow, okay. So there it is, it's all laid out. So if you guys have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I'm pretty raw when I discuss what's going on in game at this point. I you know, I was always an optimist too, but you know, I'm showing you the hard facts and figures. I think this game's down to 22,000 people. Right? So, time to move on. Like I said, I really enjoy on December. Marvel Snap came out today, or yesterday when you guys are seeing this. And I think I played it for 6 hours. Just engrossed. I love that game. I think that game's going to get old real quick. But for now, it's a really good poop game. You know, you can be in and out in some matches really, really quickly. So, how do I want to go out? How do I want to end this? I want to show you guys what I do to climb in DD. So let's start Dimension Duel. And you see ranked 26 at 1,300 points, which is funny. So searching for opponent. It's probably going to take forever because there's no population to come up with matches. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit this button. And I'm going to turn on the DD macro. Alright, so this guy is going to whoop my butt. Because he is... you know, yeah, he's going to whoop my butt. But what this macro does is it basically clicks right here every 10 seconds. So he's obviously playing, you see there, he just dodged. So boom, 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 boom. I'm winning, but his Icarus is about to smack me here. Yeah, look at that. Dead. I could have hit dodge, but I'm running this on auto. Alright, yeah. Good game, Z-Tech. So hands are off, you know, hands up. So drop down to platinum, but you're gonna see here, the screen is gonna tap down by the dodge button, right, like now, and then in 10 seconds, it's gonna tap find opponent again. And we're going to go back into queue. There you go. I guess I should have kept my mouse hand up. But I'll let this run for, I don't know, maybe 8 hours over the course of a week. And the last couple weeks, I was climbing to about 1,650 points in DD. I think last week I got 18th overall. Because DD is really about time spent playing matches versus playing a few a day. Oh, X-Men Gold. Not going to win this one either. But you guys get the point. I think we're going to wrap it up there. So, it's been fun, guys. Till next time. If you want to play on December, or if you want to watch me play on December, I'm going to try to start making some videos for that. But in the meantime, you can watch this Scarlet Witch kick my butt. Although, this guy's not hitting me. Alright, see? an X-Men Gold Scarlet Witch. And enough said. All right. All right. Well, there it is. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna have to come up with some new music for around December. Yeah. See ya, MFR. It's been a slice.